I never believed in the unseen until that rainy autumn night in Ohio. My friends dared me to enter the old Victorian house. The front door creaked open, exhaling a gust of freezing air that smelled of decay and forgotten memories, chilling me to the bone. I stepped inside, my heart hammering against my ribs, illuminated only by the weak, flickering beam of my small handheld flashlight. As I climbed the grand staircase, the wooden steps groaned beneath my boots like a dying beast. Every floorboard seemed to protest my intrusion into this silent, suffocating space. I felt a sudden drop in temperature, making my breath visible in the stagnant air. The atmosphere was thick with a heavy, oppressive energy that pressed against my chest, making it difficult to breathe. I clutched my prayer beads tightly in my pocket, whispering silent words of protection as I ascended further into the dark. At the top of the stairs stood a narrow door, partially ajar, leading to the attic. I felt an irrational compulsion to enter, as if something inside was calling my name in a voice that sounded like shifting dust. I pushed the door open, the hinges screaming in protest. Inside, the space was cluttered with broken furniture, moth-eaten fabrics, and shattered remnants of a past life. The darkness here felt solid, almost sentient, waiting for me to step into its cold, silent grasp. There, in the center of the attic, lay a single prayer rug. It was pristine, completely untouched by the thick layer of dust covering everything else in the room. I approached it slowly, my heart racing, feeling a strange pull towards the intricate geometric patterns woven into the fabric. How could it be here, clean and vibrant in this tomb of decay? I reached out a trembling hand, hesitating just inches above the velvet surface, sensing a deep, pulsating resonance emanating from the ancient fibers. Just as my fingers brushed the rug, the flashlight in my hand flickered and died, plunging me into absolute crushing darkness. Panic surged through me, sharp and paralyzing as I fumbled to turn it back on. Then I heard it, a soft, rhythmic sound coming from the corner of the room. It was the sound of someone breathing, heavy and uneven, right behind me. My skin crawled, and I felt the hair on the back of my neck stand up as the temperature dropped even further. I quickly recited Ayatul Kursi, my voice trembling but gaining strength with every word. The breathing stopped instantly, replaced by a sudden, violent thud against the wall near me. I spun around, sweeping the now-working flashlight beam across the room. Nothing was there, yet the air felt charged with a malicious intent. The prayer rug had moved. It was now unfolded, pointing directly towards the Qibla, as if inviting a ghost to pray. I realized with horror that I was not alone. Shadows detached themselves from the walls, taking on the distorted, elongated shapes of people who had once lived here. They moved with a jerky, unnatural rhythm, circling me. I backed away, keeping my eyes fixed on the shadows, praying for the strength to stand my ground. They weren't just ghosts. They were echoes of a dark history that refused to be forgotten. The house itself seemed to shift, the walls tightening like a closing fist as the unseen entities moved closer. I realized the prayer rug was the epicenter of their power. With a surge of desperate courage, I lunged forward and grabbed it, trying to roll it up to break the connection. The moment my hands touched it again, a freezing sensation surged up my arms, and a deafening whisper filled my ears, telling me to leave, to get out, to never return. The shadows shrieked, a sound not of this world, as I clutched the rug to my chest and scrambled toward the attic door. I sprinted down the hallway, the floorboards now feeling like liquid beneath my feet. Doors slammed shut one by one behind me, blocking my path, but I pushed through with frantic energy. The whispers grew louder, mocking my faith and trying to fill my mind with doubt. I kept my focus on the exit, my heart pounding like a drum, knowing that if I stopped now, I would never make it out of this house alive. The darkness pursued me, a tangible weight. I reached the staircase and threw myself down the steps, not caring about the bruises or the danger. The house was screaming now, a cacophony of breaking wood and howling wind. I hit the ground floor, my lungs burning, and saw the front door just a few feet away. The shadows were right behind me, their icy fingers brushing against my back. I ignored the terror, focused entirely on the small sliver of moonlight visible through the cracked entrance of the front door. I burst out of the house into the cool, rainy night, collapsing onto the wet grass. The silence of the night was overwhelming after the deafening noise inside. I didn't look back. I ran until my legs gave out, clutching the prayer rug as if it were a shield. When I finally dared to look down, the rug was gone, leaving only my empty hands. I sat there, shivering in the rain, finally feeling the overwhelming relief of safety and the realization of what I had survived. I went home and washed myself, unable to stop shaking. I searched for the rug in my bag, my car, everywhere, but it had vanished. It was as if it had never existed, or perhaps it had served its purpose as a test of my faith. I spent the rest of the night in prayer, thanking the Almighty for my deliverance from that dark place. That night changed me forever, stripping away my skepticism and replacing it with a profound, unwavering belief in the unseen. The next day, I returned to the spot where the house had stood. There was nothing there, just an empty, overgrown lot. The neighbors said the house had burned down 20 years ago, leaving only memories and stories that faded with time. I stood there for a long time, the wind brushing against my face, wondering if I had truly visited the house or if I had stepped into a different realm entirely. The mystery remains, a ghost in my mind, forever reminding me of that night. I still dream of that attic, the smell of dust, and the feeling of those icy shadows. But I no longer fear them. I know that as long as I hold on to my faith, I have a protection that no shadow can overcome. That night wasn't just a brush with death. It was a powerful reminder that our connection to the divine is the strongest force in existence. It was a journey into darkness that ultimately led me closer to the light of truth. If you ever find yourself drawn to places that feel wrong, listen to that small voice inside. It is often the only warning you will get before you cross a threshold you can't easily return from. We are not alone in this world, and respecting the boundaries between our reality and the unseen is vital. Stay safe, stay aware, and most importantly, stay connected to what gives your soul peace. This is the lesson I learned, etched into my heart forever. Thank you for listening to my story. It wasn't easy to share, but I hope it brings clarity or comfort to someone out there. Remember, even in the darkest attics of life, there is always a way out if you hold on to your faith. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more stories about the mysteries that lie just beyond our reach. May you always be protected, and may your path be illuminated by truth and light. Before you go, leave a comment below if you have ever had an experience that you couldn't explain. I read every single one, and I'm interested in hearing your own journeys into the unknown. Let's create a community where we can share these truths without fear. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay blessed, and never let go of your faith, no matter how deep the darkness may seem to grow around you. Peace be upon you all.